is exactly what I did to stop falling off my goals for 5 years straight and to actually start building real consistency and not fall off, to actually see real results. Because for the longest time, I went through a lot of trauma and my goals meant so much to me. They weren't just normal goals. They were a life and a dream that I envisioned having, especially after going through so much pain. I wanted to turn that pain into purpose because I know I didn't go through that for no reason. So I carried a lot of pressure to be able to reach it, which means that I hustled myself to the ground. And no matter how many times I tried to hustle, I always fell off in 2 weeks. And I always strategy hopped. And I always thought that I was doing something wrong. Why couldn't I just stay consistent? Why couldn't I just do the things that I had to do that felt so simple to my mind, but my body literally wouldn't let me? It was when I knew that I was in survival identity. And that traumatic event and the shit that I went through created a survival identity. And I was operating with my goals from this survival identity when I needed to shed this survival identity, which I'm going to tell you how I did that in this video. Number one, I took the patterns that I went through that was made up of that survival identity. Like, the survival identity wasn't just an identity, it was made up of patterns and beliefs. So I dissected it. I took the most dominant pattern that I had that was controlling me the most, because there's a lot of them. There's some that are very obvious and there's some that you're not aware of. I took the one that was controlling my life the most and I dissected. I took the belief that was keeping this cycle alive. Like, why was I operating this way? What was the problem behind it? And a lot of the times your first answer is not your first answer. There's a root problem under that. Like, there's a root belief behind that surface level belief. So I took that root belief, right? Now I understand what's the driving factor behind this cycle. So let me give you an example. For me, I used to fall off every 2 weeks with my keto diet. I thought that I had to do keto in order for me to lose weight because I was afraid of carbs, because it gave me that instant gratification, which is what survival does. You want shit quick because you want to feel safe. So every 2 weeks that I fell off, I took that cycle. I'm like, okay, why do I keep falling off? Like, what is the moment, the very first thing that creates that cycle to continue? And the very first thing is not a behavior, it's a belief. So it's getting to that belief. What am I thinking in that moment right before I make that decision that creates that loop? And it's not just that belief itself, but the actual root of what it is. A lot of the times it's either you're craving something to be quick or you just want relief from something. Those are always the two categories that it's in. And when I found the root of that, I just reframed it. Reframing it meaning I changed the belief, but not just told myself a lie. I actually downloaded it into my system. And you do that with reps from the opposite decision. So you take the opposite decision, but the trick here where you get stuck at is that it needs to actually feel good. It needs to be regulated in your body, which is an entire process in itself that I walk my clients through. But when I did this with every single cycle at a time, eventually I started breaking down my survival identity and just became a different person and operated differently. All those emotions start to go away, like the emotions of shame, the emotion of pressure, the emotion of wanting to hustle. Like,